What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video showcasing some of the HackTheBox Cyber Apocalypse Capture the Flag. Let's get to it. Let's dive in. So I'll jump over to my computer screen, and in this video, let's take a gander at this Starfleet challenge. Starfleet description here is, do you enjoy unaliving humans as much as the next guy? Welcome to Starfleet Academy, the place where your mass dreams come true. I'm not going to say it because it's in the first 60 seconds of the video, and maybe that, I don't know, demonetization or something. So let's start up this instance. We have a little Docker container that we can go ahead and interact with, and some files that we can download. So I will hop over to my terminal, and I'll move that downloads web Starfleet zip file in here, and I'll unzip it so I can work with these files. Looks like there is a good amount, so let's check out what we're doing in Starfleet. We have a flag. It is, of course, just the placeholder, kind of the dummy flag, so we can see things locally. But I need to know, where is this going to be put inside the instance, if it is anywhere? Looks like we're, again, a Node application. Excellent. Just my luck. Hey, I know it's the way of the future, right? That's JavaScript is like to the moon, baby. Pump the stock. Just kidding. We can copy a read flag binary that looks kind of peculiar. Looks like we we compile in a read flag binary from this read flag source with read flag. Okay, and we copy the flag in. So that's got to be owned by root, but are we running our server as root or something? What is this read flag binary going to do? Readflag.c. It's okay. So the flag will be owned by root, and we'll have our UID so we can read it out if we can execute that read flag binary, I suppose. Yeah, let's close that. And then we're off to the races. So let's take a look at what this thing is. Let's go take a look at this Docker instance. Hop over here. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Starfleet version Elite. The place where all your mass, it's been over a minute, so I'm going to say it. The place where all your mass genocide dreams become a reality. Great. Do you enjoy unaliving human beings? Join the Starfleet Academy, and we can enter an email address, it looks like. Okay. What does it do with that email address? Let's actually take a look at the source code now. That should be under the challenge here. This index.js is where we can go ahead and start to look. We're using Express to host this server. Got some pages. Everything other than the index page will give us a 404 not found. Is that right? Go to a little please sub. Oh, goodness. I forgot a slash. Please sub. Yeah. Please sub, 404 not found. I'm sure literally anything will kind of give that to us. Index.html. Yeah, obviously that's not a thing. So, okay. There's that. What is this going to do? We have views, index.html. This is some static stuff, but it does read in from another JavaScript file in static. So, let's take a look at that. And here we go. Flash will display messages for us, kind of as we've seen and other challenges. We have an unroll API call that if we were to post to it based off of our input from the email address, it will do that. Incredible. What is going to be handled on this API functionality? Where's that going to come into play? That's not in routes, is it? Let's check out routes. Yeah. Okay, so on a post request to API enroll, we grab the email from the response, from the request, and we have an email helper literally send an email. Okay. What is email helper going to do? Email helper comes from helpers. So, helpers. Email helper. Taking a node mailer library, which I'm assuming is going to let us do the thing, and Nunjucks. which I haven't heard of Nunjucks before. I will be honest there. So send email will take an email address. Okay, and it will send an email literally with the email address and enrollment. Incredible. Ooh. Message.html is going to use Nunjucks to render a string. Oh, Nunjucks seems like some sort of template library. Is that it? Let me Google. Nunjucks. Nunjucks. What do we got? Yeah. Nunjucks is a templating library. Heavily inspired by Jinja 2. Okay, so I am most familiar with and more familiar with like a Python Flask server-side template injection kind of challenges. So if this is going to be SSTI or server-side template injection with a JavaScript language, Nunjucks, whatever I'm saying, I can't get over this GIF, man. Well, I'm immediately kind of triggered by this render string function call here because Nunjucks may be doing something similar as to what Jinja 2 would end up doing for render string, because if you use render string and you have a literal variable just in the string that you render, yeah, see, and the backticks, the stuff that I've been running into the wall earlier when I use a backtick to denote, okay, getting JavaScript variable inside the context of a string, that will evaluate it and just do it. So there's no validation, there is no sanitization, there's no checks as to what this thing is, but if it's just going to render it, and if it were to literally determine a template, maybe that'll evaluate out to something else. So with Flask server-side template injection, with like Jinja 2, you can use crazy stuff to like climb the Python MRO and like read files and run commands, like execute code. So that's a big deal. Yeah, see? Render string and email address, that might be able to allow us to like do a lot more. Potentially get code execution. So does it literally send an email though? I'm gonna fire up a 10-minute mail because I don't want to use a legitimate email address. So let's get this thing and let's just try and have it send me an email. I'll paste this in. Email has been sent. Excellent. I know 10-minute mail is kind of slow, or like it takes a little bit for things to come through. So I'm going to wait just a tad. But in the meantime, we can kind of keep looking around. This email address. This all comes from that send email function, and it literally sends the email with the contents here. Great. Where did we see? We saw send email being called in, yeah, this function here. But how would we take advantage of that if we have the email address? Because if we need to be able to see the contents of the email, and that is where the template injection is going to happen, we still need to be able to get the email back to us. So where else do we have room for like server-side template injection? Is there something else in this code that would open that up? API enroll, post, JSON stringify, email type text value. Just, is stringify going to do anything weird? That doesn't make sense to me. That's what it does, though. Type text for the input for our email variable. right? This is what evaluates it. It posts it over there. And this gets it. But where else can we squeeze in data? GIF source is from that. Email address. Because we can't add the template injection like in the email itself. Oh, hey, we got our email. Hello, your email address. And that's probably where our server-side template injection is going to be. But a cat has been deployed to process your submission. Incredible. How did it do that? Let's open up the network tab, and I just kind of want to see, like, as I submit an email address, how's this posted? Does the JSON do anything weird to it? Email. Can I send, like, multiple emails? That is a thing, though, isn't it? Like, if you have a from address and a to, yeah, the to address, you can send multiple emails with, like, separating them by commas. So if it's literally just going to send that, it could send it to nowhere. One might fail. Yeah. But if it includes that string on its own, we could still very well see the contents of something else that we supply. So if I took this email address and then added like a please sub, that'll still be displayed in there, right? Oh, let's do like a template injection thing. We'll do the classic 7x7, and I'll use the double curly braces to see if that gets displayed. Did it just send another one? Why didn't my network tab like see that request? That's weird. Let's do that again. 7x7 and roll. There we go. Now it showed up. Okay. So the email will be our address and then the SSTI. Right? So once I get mail, we'll scroll back and we'll see if we have any other email addresses. Yeah, we got a few. Okay, so the latest one, the one that was received just now, is likely one that will have our email in it. Yeah. Hello at our email address and 49. So because it evaluated that 7x7, because the server-side template injection is actually evaluating that and executing it out. So we could totally take advantage of this. We could probably abuse that. And that obviously email sent to the number 49 will just disappear into the ether. So what can we do with Nunjucks SSTI? Oh, like that's a thing. Google search that. Sandbox breakout, a view of the Nunjucks template engine. Code execution via SSTI with Node.js Nunjucks. Out of band stuff. Oh, TPL map, right? One of the tools. That would probably be a pain to do that because this is kind of through email. So, what's going on here? Sandbox breakout, a view of the Nunjucks template engine. This write-up describes a sandbox escape technique on Nunjucks template engines, the thing that is implemented by TPL map, the tool to exploit server-side template injections. Okay. So Nunjucks, they're attacking this same vulnerable or potentially like can be abused function call of render string. The user controllable parameter, we can control what would go into render string. And they just sent a 7x7 too. That's like the classic for SSTI. So with JavaScript, you could call a console.log potentially. Or you could climb up a JavaScript function like range.constructor. Oh, and call that. That's slick. Okay. So because we're in Node, eventually we could end up returning out a file system object and potentially reading files, pulling the whole object out with that constructor technique. There you go. So it doesn't error. So that is what they're going to end up using to like climb the object hierarchy. Global.process.mainModule.require.fs, or passed in the file system. So what we could do to actually execute code or run commands is through requiring child process and then exec sync to run some legitimate syntax there. And that has been brought into the TPL code. Okay. So TPL map could do it, but I'm sure through an email that would kind of be just stinking weird. So let's kind of do this manually. We know that with our 7x7, we could replace that with the legitimate payload. I just copied and pasted that whole syntax. And let's just run the ID command to verify that we have code execution. Because tail at set repassword is going to return a lot of lines that would probably look super weird in the email address, like displayed out within an email. But if we see that we are evaluating things, maybe that will work. Oh, now we have another email already. Take a look at that one. Yeah. So there's our email address, right? And then because the comma we're separating, we have now the ID command being evaluated and running. So if we have code execution, we can do stuff on the file system. How do we get that flag? That's got to be that read flag program that we know is compiled and we can execute. And when we looked at that source code, yes, we are the nobody user, but that had a set UID bit, so it would be able to actually read and like cat out that flag. So that's all we need, isn't it? Let's go back to run this payload, and I will paste in that /read flag so we know that that will actually execute. And that's an absolute path there. It's sort of the very top of the file system. So let's enroll that one, have the email sent, and we can stand by. Oh, my timer ran out. Whoops. Okay, let's do that one more time. This video was going like too smoothly. We needed to have one solid fail. We needed to have something to go horribly wrong for it to be a classic John Hammond video. I think that's fair. So now we take it easy. Oh, never mind. That was faster than I expected. There we go. There we go. Dang. That one was I feel good about that one. That one wasn't horrendous. Primarily because hey, I'm being a script kiddie and checking out and grabbing that payload. But if you just are literally climbing and if you can determine the syntax to be able to climb whatever object models that you need to in the language, whether it be Python with Jinja 2 or in Node and JavaScript, that's the ticket, man. So let's submit that. Let's call that one done. Incredible. We did it. That was kind of slick, though. I appreciate the exposure to Nunjucks because I haven't seen that before, and I really just appreciate this GIF. So he's like literally shooting me right now. That's it, everybody. I'm done. Video's over. I can't do any more. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've been enjoying these series of videos, these multiple, one after the other Hack the Box showcases for Capture the Flag Cyber Apocalypse. Again, all kudos and credit goes to Hack the Box. I'm really, really appreciative for them just letting me, I don't know, play around in the infrastructure for a bit and spin it back up for me. So I love you guys, especially you, Hack the Box. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, please do those YouTube algorithm things. You know it super duper helps the channel grow. I'd love if you could like the video, maybe leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you are enjoying these videos. Subscribe, hit that bell, shoot the bell, just like this guy. Literally, you know. What do they keep saying over here? This video's over. I'm done. I can't do anymore. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
With